Welcome back to the video. So today we are going to learn how to sew different various stitches such as this. We have the woven wheel stitch as well as the lazy daisies. Before we begin, let me show you the materials that you will need. These are the embroidery floss, the fabric markers, scissors, threads, as well as a needle. For some of the projects, you might actually need an embroidery hook, but for some of it, you can do without it instead. Before we start sewing, we have to thread our needles. What we are using is the DMC thread needles, and in each strand, the larger strands, there are 6 individual strands of thread that makes up one. You may choose to use all 6, which I'm using, or you can choose to actually divide it and use either 2 or 3 if you like a more delicate look. Okay, so each strand can be about the length of one arm. We thread it through our needle. Okay, thread it through. So keep one of the length is longer than the other, and with the one that has the longer end, tie it into a knot. So how you do it is to put it over your finger and pull the end. To start, actually at the bottom of the woven wheel stitch is 5 different lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to make sure that these 5 lines that you sew make up a circle, okay, and they are equal length and distance apart. So when you sew it, this is what it is like. One, two, we go from outside into the middle. 3, oopsie, 4, outside into the middle of the circle, and 5, the last one, outside, in. Okay, so once we have this, our needle comes out anywhere towards the middle of the circle. Alright, pull. And what we are doing is to slot our needles under the thread. Under the first one, pull, skip the next stitch, go to the next alternate one, skip the 4th, go into this, skip this one. So what we are doing is actually to stitch it under the stitches for the alternate threads. Make sure that the threads are neat. So we keep doing that until we cannot see the stitches at all. maybe one more round to go. Yep, I think that should be all. And when we are done, we gently poke it through at the side and on into the back. Okay, how do we end this stitch? Okay, on the underside of the cloth, pass the needle through one of the threads. Okay, pull it through. Okay, and into it. Then tuck it, give it a tight tuck. Give it a tight tuck, and that's all. You may leave a tail of about 1 cm away, and then we cut it. Okay, so that's how the woven wheel stitch is being done. Okay. Okay, so the next stitch that we are going to learn is this stitch. It's called the lazy daisy. So how the lazy daisy looks is actually making a loop and then to secure this from the inside out. Okay, so when we sew it, this is how it looks like. Okay, our needle comes up, it goes down just beside where it comes up. Okay. So we have a loop here, and depending on how big we want our leaf to be, where our needle comes up will determine that. So we pull it up from inside the loop. Give it a nice gentle pull, not too tight. Okay. And secure this stitch just outside. There we go. We have the first leaf. Okay. Another one just beside. Needle up. Okay. The needle goes down just beside where it comes up. Pull. We have a loop. And our needle comes up inside from the loop. A nice gentle pull. Okay. And to secure this loop, our needle goes in from the outside of this loop. There we go. Okay. Now for the leaves on the right side, we do the same thing. Okay, let's secure it. Alright, when it's done, we turn it over. Pass it through under one of the nearest thread beside. Okay, and our needle into this loop. Pull, give it a tap. Okay, and then we leave a 1 cm tail. Alright. There you go. So this is what we have sewn, a floral design, the rose made out of the woven wheel stitch, as well as the leaves made out of the lazy daisy. So you can sew this on masks, on clothing, or as well as recyclable bags. In the next video, we'll learn how to sew the back stitch, which you can use to sew wordings or letterings, as well as using the lazy daisy stitch to sew into different flower designs.